Hey, this is Go It Build It, and today I'm going to show you how to change the oil in a Honda Lawn Mower. This is a simple thing you can do yourself. No big tools are required, but the first step is just run your lawnmower for a couple minutes. This is a real good thing to do for winterizing your lawnmower. The next thing to do is to shut off the fuel valve, which is on the left side of the lawnmower as you're pushing it, and you just turn that knob vertical like that. Then the tools and materials that you need. It's real easy. Basically, you just need a regular funnel. You need a tray to catch the oil. Those I get at the dollar store, which is cool. Some 10W30 oil, something to hold the spent oil. Then gloves and paper towels are a good thing to have on hand as well, because I always end up spilling some. But if you figure out what the capacity is of your oil, which to me it's about half a liter, you can see that the most of the oil bottles have graduation marks on there, so you can know what your capacity is and look at that and get a good idea of pretty much what you need to put in. So I need to drain it to about right there, or fill it to about there. So now that the engine's hot, we're going to remove the dipstick, which is on the right hand side, which just unscrews real easily. And now with the Honda, this is where it's a little tricky. You got to position it right, but you're just going to tip the thing over and do your best to hit your collection tray. It's good to have a sheet of cardboard down too if there's any inevitable spills. And please don't do this in your grass. If you do spill oil there, you're going to have a dead grass spot forever, or a really long time. But anyways, you're going to drain it until it's all the way gone, and you're pretty much going to have the thing totally tipped on its side by then. But it'll take a minute or two. But once that's done, set it back down gently. And now we're going to wipe up a little bit, and we're going to put it into this container. Now, your oil, the spent oil, you can take it to any auto parts store, AutoZone, Advanced Auto Parts, O'Reilly's, any of it, and they have they'll take it and dispose of it for you. I think there's a law, if they sell it, they have to be able to take it back to, or something like that. But now we're just going to fill it by putting a funnel in, and then you're going to pour your oil in. Now notice the orientation of the spout. You want the spout towards you, so that when you tip like that, the oil will pour out and not down the front of the oil container. But you're going to fill it up slowly, taking pauses, because the amount that goes into the engine, basically you can overflow your funnel if you're not careful. But just keep checking the backside of your oil container until you've gotten pretty close to where you think you needed to be for the oil capacity. You're going to let it sit for a couple of minutes, and then, I always like to stuff a paper towel in the bottom of the funnel too. It's good for helping clean up the funnel a little bit. Now you're just going to check the oil. Get a clean paper towel, wipe it clean, push it in, do not screw it in, push it in, and check the oil level. And there's some cross hatching at the end of the dipstick, and their spec says the oil just needs to be in between there. And mine's about, 80% of the way full. So that's, within specification. That's good enough for me. You're basically done now. You just screw the oil back in. And I'm doing this in the fall. You should do this about once a year. And I'll put a link or a card in the top right to one other step that you should really consider doing. And I show you how for stabilizing any gas that's still in your lawnmower. Old gas sitting in an engine for a long time can gum up the carburetor and make some problems come spring when you want to fire this baby up again. So thank you very much.